Welcome to Untamed Hearth, where adventures are a way of life and home is the cozy place we snuggle up in between. My name's Laura Ann, and I'm so glad you could join us on our adventure today. Hey everybody, this is the building and removal of a temporary A-frame tractor shed. We built this tractor shed to protect our tractor for the winter. It was made out of all materials that we found on the property, materials that we had, and materials that River got from a job where they were dismantling the roof of a building. The only thing we bought were a few, I think they were 10 or 12-inch screws to help hold the top together, just to brace it. Everything else, the roof was rubber roofing that was coming off a building and getting replaced, and the posts for the A-frame were all trees, hardwood trees that we cut down off the property. These hardwood trees we are now going to use for firewood, so they are being repurposed. We are not getting rid of them. We also took all the screws that we did use out of the wood when we dismantled it so that we can use it again, and we have folded up and saved the rubber roofing. I'm sure we will find another purpose for that as well. The most difficult part of this build was actually getting the rubber roofing up over the top of the A-frame, because where the tops of the logs came together, it created a bump, and so the rubber roofing couldn't slide easily over that. And we had the same problem actually when we were taking it apart. The rubber roofing didn't want to come back off. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of him putting up the structure itself, but I do have footage of it coming down, so you will be able to see what the logs look like without any roofing over it. The reason we built this temporary structure in the first place, because it did take a lot of hours to build, was just to protect our tractor. The tractor's an investment. We want it to last us a really long time, and we didn't want a lot of snow or rain or anything like that sitting on it for extended periods of time. And we wanted to protect it from anything falling on it during the winter if tree limbs got heavy or anything like that. And in fact, we did have an entire tree that fell on the tractor shed during the winter. We had so much wind here this winter. It feels like the winters are getting windier and windier. We lost power, I want to say like 5 times between early December and April, sometime in April. And it was really just so much wind. The good news is that a lot of trees came down on the property, pine trees specifically, that possibly would have fallen on our house and our new woods shed at a different time in the future. So I was so glad that we did take the time to build this shed, because it did protect our tractor from the falling trees. It was also handy to keep a few other things in there so they weren't always covered with snow when we needed to get to a chainsaw or things like that. So overall, even though it took a lot of time, we felt like this was a really good thing that we did building it, and it was worth it, especially since all the materials were free. So we used the excavator to help take down this structure. First, River got the rubber roofing off, which, as I said, was tricky to get it up over the top. Once we got the rubber roofing pushed up over the top of the building, it just plopped right down on the other side in a big pile. The rubber roofing was so heavy. We were glad we had a tractor to move the piece, especially the large piece afterwards, and the excavator to help put it up initially, because it really was just so heavy. I don't know if we could have done it unless we used rope and pulley, possibly would have worked. But here it is, the unbuilding of the A-frame. And what we're putting in place of this is going to be to the right of where the tractor shed was, And it's going to be a combination of a tractor shed, a wood shed, and a shed to hold all our outdoor equipment like kayaks and bikes and balls and croquet sets and basically anything else that you would want to keep, somewhere besides your house and your garage. So the new structure is going to be 21 by, I think it's 55 feet long. 20 feet is going to be the tractor shed, 20 feet is going to be the wood shed, and I guess it's 56 feet, and 16 feet is going to be the middle portion for storage. We're so excited about it. This structure is going to have a metal roof with a wooden structure and a concrete slab for the flooring. It is going to be much more expensive than the temporary A-frame, but it's also going to be 100% prettier. Thanks for coming along on our adventure with us today. Hit that subscribe button so you can come along with us on the next one.